I own their cockpit.
So, you want to be a space rat in Wildgate?
Sending the first rat to the moon, boys.
I'm going to teach you how. And really, the first step is to get this loadout up. You're gonna want some attack drones and blast can. That is literally the first step. If you have that, I'm going to teach you how to be the most annoying freaking player ever. I've had players go AFK and just wait in their ship for me to get my ship over there. Anyway, I'm going to roll some gameplay and sort of commentate over it. Hopefully it doesn't get too boring, but it is pretty entertaining stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I do in every game, literally every single game, is I try to find a thruster. Sometimes it'll be in the first monument, which is so good. It basically allows you to make your presence known as the most annoying player in that lobby. I kid you not, if you take that thruster, fly around and find your first target, they're gonna be so scared to loot. They will think there's a ship around, they're not gonna stop, they're just gonna start flying and try and find you. It is the easiest way to get your first kill and get someone out of the game. I don't think this is quite what happened in this game, but, you know, I still made my presence known and it was still pretty funny. So I'll just let the video play here and you can kind of see what I do. I will kind of cut parts in this video so it's not too long, but I do kind of want to retain the entirety of the gameplay so that you guys aren't really missing anything. So if, you know, some part gets too boring, feel free to skip ahead. I don't blame you. Okay, so here I locate my first target. Now, generally speaking, you always want to try and come in from the back of the ship. You don't want to let the helm see you. In situations where they're at a monument, you can sort of make do with just flying wherever you want, but in most situations, try and always board from the back of the ship. Even if it means you have to do like a large orbit around the ship, you just want to make sure that your initial contact on that ship is not made known. No one should know you're there, especially this early in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure it's only been 4 minutes and I'm already at another player's ship. Okay, so I have to admit, the first boarding was a little bit scuffed on my part. You never want to enter a ship first. What I did here was kind of wrong. I will always try and bust up the outside of a ship first. I don't really know what I was thinking in this scenario, but either way, I caused chaos. And what that does in this situation is makes this enemy team think that there's a ship nearby. This team will now stop looting and try and find us, which means while my team is looting and upgrading our ship, this ship is going to be very underleveled compared to our ship, and that is exactly what you want to do as the rat of the Wildgate. So what do you do in your downtime? You know, in between, you do still want to help your team get some upgrades for your ship. You don't always want to be out and about. In this instance, I still have a thruster left on the ship, but I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to help my team out. I've noticed that a lot of the crews neglect their coolant and their booster levels. I've even noticed some neglect their ammo level. So in your downtime, I want you to be actively looking for these blue coolant crystals and those like purple booster asteroid things, whatever you want to call them. Mine as much of that as possible for your ship. You will have a much better experience. Trust me, there's been so many times when my ship has been out of booster fuel or coolant. Like, if you're out of either one of those, you're basically gone. You may as well just stop the engines and submit like a good dog. There's honestly nothing quite like seeing your plan come together so smoothly. Basically, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this ship is the ship that I boarded within the first 3 minutes of the game. Now, you might be wondering, why are they even here? Well, it's because we got in their head. We made them think that another ship was close by, and they stopped looting to try and find us. And they found us, but we were quite literally on the other side of the map from where they were. They flew all that way just to find us. These guys were so underprepared that it wasn't even funny. We had uncommon cannons on our ship. I don't know if you can tell what the projectiles are in this game or how long you guys have played this game for, but we had quite a few uncommons. We also had quite a few upgrades throughout the ship. Whereas these guys were still fighting back with the regular common cannons. So we basically made them stop looting to try and find us. Well, we ended up looting an extra 2 monuments, which gave us such a head start on these guys, especially since they traveled halfway across the map to try and render the threat neutralized, when technically I wasn't even a threat. I was just there to be a rat. Now the party officially starts. You, as the rat of your team, want to go out and not board the ship, at least not yet. You are going to be the little fly that buzzes around their head that doesn't go. Your job is to be the most annoying fly you can possibly be. You are going to bash and beat every single piece of technology you can on the outside of their ship before you can even enter their ship, okay? This always starts with the 4 thrusters. Disable them, get them out of the way. This will slow down the ship significantly. And a quick tip here. If you stay on the belly of the ship inside the shields, you're always going to win a fight, because those other players trying to find you will always take a further route out in the distance to try and find you. What does that mean? It means that if they try to shoot you, they will hit their own ship's shielding. Whereas you, being inside their own ship bubble, can shoot outside at them. It is the freest way to get kills. Stay on the belly of the ship, let them find you, and cause as much chaos as you can on the outside of the ship before you even attempt to enter the ship. Now, this might sound weird, but as the rat of the team, you are also going to be the main protector of the team. Now, while I do expect you to help out in PvE elements at times, you should always teleport back to your ship every so often, just to scout around and make sure that no other ships are close by. In this instance here, while my team is still doing some PvE stuff, I located the ship. I told the team, they were stationary at first, so we continued to do it. However, they started moving towards us, and that's when I got the thruster and started heading towards them to cause some chaos before they even came close to us. I'm gonna say it again, but the first thing you want to do when basically being an annoyance to this crew is take out all their thrusters. The more immobile that this team is, the easier it will be for my team to land shots on them and position ourselves in places where they don't want us to be. We always want to give ourselves an advantage and not the enemy team. So always take out the thrusters first. The next big thing is always taking control of their helm. If you can get their helm inactive, telling anyone who tries to get on there, you will win the fight 100%. I guarantee you, you will win this fight. This is where the drones come in. As you saw, I throw my drones in and I throw a couple of grenades in. My job here is to stop them from controlling their ship for as long as possible. Notice, I'm not in their ship yet. I'm just controlling their entire crew from the outside. And just like that, before they even realized it, we ended up destroying their ship.
I mangled their ship from the inside out. I'm going to disable them externally again.
Too easy, you've been doing a fantastic job of that.
Cheers.
I've seen some fucking horrendous borders. Trust me.
The key is to not go inside.
So you've probably seen me use a lot of these thrusters by now, and I collect a lot of them. These items, as a rat, should be treated as a legendary item and not a common item. This is your main way to cause chaos on the enemy team before your team even arrives. This is a perfect example on how to use the enemy's shielding to your advantage. Whenever you're outside of the ship causing chaos like this, the enemies will always attempt to find you by traveling a distance from the ship to locate you easier. This, well yes, locates you easier, and maybe they'll be able to see you before you can see them. However, if they attempt to shoot you, they will hit their own shielding, while you can shoot through it. So as you just saw, I pretty much killed every single one of their team, except for the last dude. Notice the last dude killed me only because he was inside of his shielding. You guys know the drill by now, but I've just respawned, I grab a thruster, and I try to get to their ship and cause as much external chaos as I possibly can. If these guys are trying to find me on the outside of their ship, they are not repairing damage on the inside of their ship. Now I'm gonna say it again, but always go for the ship's thrusters or engines first. Take them out, make them slow. After that, if you see an opportunity to go for other components on the exterior of the ship, take your opportunity and get rid of them. Break them all if you can. You want to create as much external chaos and then get Helm control. If you get Helm control while there's external chaos, there's most likely going to be one of two of them outside of the ship repairing, meaning there's less pressure on the inside of the ship. Now, once I feel confident enough that there's enough external and internal chaos, I jump into the ship and make my move. Basically, I'll try and utilize what I can to slow these guys down. I will anchor the ship, I'll try and kill as many of them as possible. If they have gadgets around, I'll try and activate them on their ship. Just something to note that this is only possible while there is chaos on the exterior and interior of their ship. If you can spread the crew thin, it's going to be so much easier for you to do all this. Notice that when I feel like I'm in trouble, I am out of there. You never want to chase someone for a kill. You always want to make them chase you for a kill. The key to a victory is always to overwhelm them. If you are just sitting in your ship shooting cannons, chances are it's going to be a 50-50 fight. You, as the team rat, are literally the deciding factor of winning these fights. I'm not even kidding. If you don't die and constantly buzz around like a fly, they are just not gonna win. You are always the deciding factor for your team's victory in these fights. So, we are immediately in a fight right after destroying that last crew, and everything still applies when you're on a cannon. If you have basically direct access to shooting their thrusters in the cannon, you want to do that. You want to disable them. If you have direct access to shooting their helm, you want to do that. You basically want to always try and disable a major part of their ship. Doing so will be crippling for the enemy crew and just make your life so much easier. So I'm going to kind of let this play out and I'll basically commentate over some things here and there, but just watch it and just notice what I do and how I play things out. Yeah. Now this is another important tip. In this situation, neither team is chasing and neither team is running. It is a direct face-to-face standoff. Your job as the rat now is to switch focus. It's no longer the engines. These guys are not running. They are fighting us. Get rid of their turrets. Now the main threat to our own ship is gone and there's enough chaos for me to board via the helm. Control the helm, control the win.
I got rid of that driver.
So as soon as they respawn, I'm back out there. I'm trying to create as much external chaos as possible. These guys no longer have the confidence to face us as they were. They're now trying to run. So the engines are now #1 priority once again. After removing 2 of their engines, my main priority now is helm control.
Alright, I'm getting rid of the captain.
Oh my god, this fucking field asteroid.
They have no helm at the moment.
That plasma beam is tearing them apart. Keep it up.
And just like that, being the official server annoyance won us the game. Now honestly, I won't say that it was all just me. I will have to give credits to this crew. This was a very good crew. Comms were also very good. So this crew, I will give a 10 out of 10. These guys are amazing. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this, just give me a like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.